kitchen makeover. I haven't done one for a few days because I haven't actually achieved a lot, but in today and yesterday I did get a little bit done. I've added some cabinets on the left hand side of where the stove's going to be. I had to cut those down to fit, so we've got more storage space there. I've added in the range hood. There is a little bit of a leak in the roof there. We've had a lot of rain over the last couple of days, and it's shown up a leak in the roof, which I'm going to have to fix when the rain stops. I've gone and done the waterproofing behind the stove, and I've also done the waterproofing along the wall behind the sink. I've also installed the bench tops. The bench tops are now in, minus that piece of course. I'll have to do that tomorrow. I've also installed the small piece of bench top over there. I've stained it and covered it in a clear coat of varnish. What I actually done with the top of the bench top, if you can actually see, it's still quite wet. I've added 3 coats of clear varnish to the bench top, so that's what those white pieces, the white patches are. That's the varnish still drying. I actually happened across a happy mistake when I installed the bench tops yesterday. I put a couple of little scratches into the bench tops, and it really stood out with the stain that I applied to the bench tops. So I just roughly ran over the bench tops with 320 grit sandpaper, and that actually came up really well. It actually gave it a really nice rustic look to the bench top. It didn't look brand new. It looked like the bench tops had been there for years. So what I've done is I've actually ran with that, and I think the bench tops look a lot better and a lot more rustic with that effect. The original bench top, that's actually what it looked like. That was just the bench top with the straight stain, and yeah, it looked alright, but it was a basic plain brown. But now the bench tops, you can actually see, apart from the white patches, you can actually see a lot more colour come through the bench tops. They do look darker at this stage because the varnish is still wet, so once the varnish dries out, it will actually lighten up a little bit, and it'll look real. I think it'll look really well. The wife is really happy with the way the bench tops worked out. When I came to sanding it, I used, as I said, 320 grit sandpaper. I gave it the very lightest brush over with the sander. I used a random orbital sander, and I just gave it the very lightest brush over, just to take the smallest bit off the top of the bench tops as I could, without actually going too deep and affecting the grain too much. And the effect, I think it's turned out really well. It looks quite good. As I said, it gives it the look that the bench top has been there for years. It's been well used, and once the varnish dries, it'll look even better. I used a matte varnish, so it's not going to be glossy or anything like that. You'll still get the wood grain effect, but it just won't be shiny or anything like that, but there'll be a lot of protection there. Over here, this is the sink that's going in. It's really good. It's only a one-sided sink. We don't have a lot of room on the bench top there to fit a huge double sided sink or a double sink unit or anything like that, but size wise it is a single big sink, so I think it'll look really well when I put it in over there. These are the tiles that we are using. They're a subway tile, white gloss, 100mm by 300mm long, and we'll install them in the staggered pattern as you see here. I'll start installing them tomorrow. I'll do a little bit at a time because I'm not a very fast tiler and I want to make sure it's all nice and straight. With the grout, we've got a very light grey, so once the tiles go on the wall, and the colour of the walls is actually going to be a light grey, but the colour of the grout is even lighter, so it will hopefully match the white cabinets and the floor tiles that we're going to put in. The floor tiles from one angle they look brown, from another angle they look grey, so I think it'll actually be it'll be a nice mix of colours, and it's not going to be too ugly or anything like that. And hopefully in another couple of days all the tiling will be done and I can actually put the stove back in, put the fridges back in, and we can actually start using the kitchen. In regards to the doors on the pantry, this cabinet here, and this cabinet, I'll have to wait because I need to cut the doors down to actually get them to fit, but that'll be done next week sometime when I can actually dig out my table saw.